Yo, what's up guys? How is everyone doing? Okay, so we have seen a market pump, exactly what I called, it wasn't a sort of an official call, but it's something I've said repeatedly that I did expect to happen, just out of the blue, completely randomly, maybe to squeeze some shorts. Let's actually check out what the Bitcoin shorts are telling us today. Did they get... Okay, so yes, that was definitely a squeeze. It looks like... Alright, so the shorts hit a level similar to where they were squeezed before, and just a massive sort of lightsaber down, a complete dump on this sort of a short chart. So that was to be expected. Obviously, guys, I did say that we were going to be seeing something like this. And guys, as you are getting in, make sure you drop your comments and your questions as well. I will be going through them as usual in this stream. So, Cheeky Crypto, Saurav, welcome to the stream. Great to see you guys here. Let's go back to the Bitcoin chart. And really, guys, I even called this in VIP. I let them know that I have closed my shorts, so that's actually something exclusive to VIP, where I say when I'm closing my positions as well. So, I just got this gut feeling. I always seem to get them with Bitcoin. Not trying to brag. Kind of am, though. So I did expect something like this to be happening. I don't like keeping long or short... Did I just say keeping? That's disgusting. I don't like keeping long or short positions open over the course of more than a few days, because it just gets really risky, and you just open yourself up to so many risks. Guys, like I went over in the last stream, we saw this extreme stability. So, I said that the longer this goes on for, the more I feel like we're primed for a violent move. And, really that is exactly what we got in this case. It was a continuation of this rising wedge, because we were sitting right on this line here. And this took us right up to the top of this sort of triangle formation. Let's stretch this out and really see how long it could go on for. So, I mean, typically, when we get something like this, it's getting kind of hard to... Okay, there we go. When we get something like this, Bitcoin doesn't really follow this rule here, but what you see is... it's going to trade, sideways or whatever within this range, and then about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way through this triangle. So let's calculate that. Really, I have no idea why I'm being so precise right now. So 17 days. So really, I mean, we're looking at something that's going to be within about this range. When we get to this time period, we'd expect to break down, but it's really hard to predict what's going to happen. It's just that the thing we know as a fact, rather, is that, humble brag, what we know as a fact is that, pretty much, is that we are going to break down, and we are in a rising wedge, yet another within this downtrend, which we started when we nearly touched 10k. So it's very obvious, this trend we're seeing right now. Now, I did get someone messaging me actually saying that he thinks we're not going to go down now, and it's certainly possible. Alright, I mean, the RSI on the daily is low. It's not as low as it was before, because we've seen a lot of down days and then one pump. So it's, we're touching neutral territory now. Let's actually check the reading. It's 40, yeah, so very close to neutral. In fact, that's an extremely bearish sign in my opinion, seeing an RSI like this at a level like this. But you know what, it's possible that we've started the next uptrend. As I go on, I'm going to say why I don't think that's the case, though. But yeah, it worked so well. The bears defended the 6,800 line. We've got so many people sort of on the fence right now. They've got a lot of fiat or whatever the deal is. And what they've been saying, what I've also been pointing out as a viable strategy, is to... you want to wait for 6,800 to be breached, and then wait for a pullback or something like that. You don't need to wait for a pullback, and then enter Bitcoin if you're in this for the long run and you want to catch a sort of uptrend. That's if we even start one. But, I mean, this is as decisive as it gets. Let's turn on the OHLC again and see what our actual high for today was on Coinbase. Our high was, yeah, I mean, wow, 6,800. Sorry, 6,807, so literally just $7 above. I mean, it doesn't get much more textbook than that in terms of a rejection from a very important area, so completely expected. Now, what could we be seeing? So, I mean, look, we go to the 1 hour, or we are on the 1 hour, my bad. We go to the 1 minute, that's what I meant to show you. We pumped up, we hit a high of about, you know, I mean, we went to about 6,600, some consolidation, a bull flag, followed by another market buy. And what we could be looking at right now, again, this is only the 1 minute, we can't do TA on the 1 minute, but, you know, even on these shorter time frames, 5, whatever you like, we could be looking at another, you know, a falling wedge within an uptrend, and then it sends us back up. Now, is that going to happen? Probably not. What we got today was a lot of new volume, well, a lot of volume coming in. Whether it was new or not is kind of obvious. I think it wasn't new, because we were at $9 billion yesterday, and today we're seeing a volume of 12.3 billion. So that's a pretty big jump. It might not have been 9 billion, I might be mistaken on that, but you know, overall, just looking at the volume here, it's quite obvious the kind of trend we're looking at. It's come up on a pump, you know, there's a little bit of euphoria, I mean, really not too much. We look at the alt market, and again, really nothing's even moved up by more than 5%, so, you know, even this pump didn't do much to the alt market. Bitcoin dominance is still pretty much the same. The only thing that's really changed considerably is the market cap by about, you know, 10-12 billion, but really, again, nothing considerable there. And so I really do just see this being a continuation of the rising wedge we've got here, where they're trying to squeeze shorts and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go through a few more questions, but I do still have a few key points to go over. At what price would you recommend creating another short? So I've actually entered a short very recently. I've forgotten the price now. It was somewhere in the 6,700s. So, I mean, if you want to go short right now, it just depends on your leverage. Obviously, don't do anything stupid like going 100x leverage. But, you know, if you want to go something like 5, 10, I went 25 because I'm an idiot. And again, that's why this isn't financial advice. If you want to do something like that, completely fine. Just, you know, be sensible, obviously. If you really think we're not going to breach 6,800, then you could go long with, whatever, 50 times leverage, and your liquidation price would be maybe $10 above 6,800. Something like that. If you're definite we're not going above that, go ahead and do it. You know, the way you do things like this is, I saw a comment on my previous video about the Ichimoku cloud. Definitely check it out at the end of this if you haven't already. It's a very valuable indicator. And one person pointed out that all of these things work retrospectively. They work in hindsight. So if we turn on the Ichi cloud, it's not really going to work on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 4. Wow, I mean, it really did work here, didn't it? So, I mean, we had this Ichi cloud. This is actually part of the reason I posted my chart saying that we could see a rejection of this area, because it falls in line with our resistance line and the Ichimoku cloud. But the argument was that it works in hindsight, but when you're in the moment, it's impossible to know what happens. And my response to that, quite simply, was just that, you know, you will never always know. No indicator works 100% of the time. But the Ichi cloud, for example, works a lot of the time very well. I mean, we go back, and again, we had a rejection from this cloud. Very clearly, same deal here. And so, you know, the way to approach this kind of a trade is to just go in with a small amount of your capital, and then you can really look at, you know, profiting. You know, you have to take it in small steps. You have to take the mechanical approach eventually. I mean, that's the way I see it. Maybe you disagree, and that is completely fine. But guys, before I do go on, I actually had a friend reach out to me about an app. It puts together a lot of the latest information on about coins all in one place. That includes price and news, and it's called Berminal. It's short for blockchain and terminal. It's got a clean and easy interface. I've got this on my iPhone. It's on the Google Play and Apple App Store, and what it actually does is it curates professional reports from a lot of news outlets. It puts together breaking news much faster than others, so usually in under 10 minutes. And what you could see as potentially being the most useful is the Cliff Notes sort of summary versions of all articles. So you can really speed up how quickly you read these things. And because of that, I just find it to be quite a useful resource. I mean, we've got things like CoinMarketCap, but it doesn't really compile news together. So this does a bit of both. You're seeing some screenshots of the app here. Definitely check it out. The link is also in the description if you are interested. But with that, guys, I want to go into your questions now. I'm seeing a lot of them. And just before I do, one last thing. If you could smash those likes, just absolutely don't break your screen, but go, you know, the level before that. And Yeah, that's a nice app. It is. You should definitely check it out. If you could smash those likes. 271 viewers, amazing. Again, I just wouldn't have expected this in such a dead market, but you guys are clearly dedicated to this, to making profits on a daily basis. You know, I think I made 30% profit yesterday in this bear market. I mean, you know, that's no joke. 30% profit on $10,000. Not that I entered at $10,000 is a $13,000 closing, so that's a pretty big deal. You know, if you can get 30% in a market like this, you have done a very good job. So let's go through these questions now. Listened to you yesterday and read the Ichimoku for the pump. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I just went over this in the a few minutes ago. Not sure why I'm saying in another video. I'm not sure if you only cover Bitcoin. If not, could you take a look at Ethereum? It looks like a fractal being completed, possible uptrend. So yeah, I mean, I mainly do cover Bitcoin because everything follows Bitcoin. But if we go to Ethereum, we're going to see exactly the same chart, pretty much. And so because of that, I am open. God, I can't speak. I am open to looking at Ethereum and Litecoin as well. Just because they are the big three, especially in times like this, you know, when the alt market looks primed to move, again, I'm willing to look at those, but at the moment, everything's going to follow the big three, and the other two of the big three only follow Bitcoin. So, again, you're seeing the Ichimoku cloud being in verbatim the exact same place that it was for Bitcoin. You're speaking about a fractal now. I'm not really seeing it, but it's also because I very rarely even look at this chart, just because, again, Ethereum is only going to move when Bitcoin does. Possible uptrend, you said? I mean, you know, where have we got supports and resistance? I mean, there's support here, so we did bounce off support. That's a good sign. Where else have we got resistance? I mean, this is a bit of resistance. Yeah, maybe a bit more. It's hard to say, honestly. I would have to maybe post a chart on this in gold after the stream where I have more time to look at things, but it definitely, I mean, let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, there's this Ichi cloud. It's not very thick, so it doesn't mean it's big resistance, but it's there. So definitely something to keep an eye on, but I will have to, I'm going to make a chart on this after the stream. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. I hope you guys don't go all in on shorts. You don't understand cycles and markets. Well, Jawad, I don't think you should be assuming that we don't understand those things. It may be true, but maybe a bit offensive as well. Yeah, no, you make a really good point, first of all, though. Don't go all in on shorts. Look, I got a little bit of flack for not making the risks extremely clear with BitMEX, so let me take that opportunity to do it right now. Guys, I have lost a lot of money on BitMEX. You know, I've made a lot, but at the beginning, I lost a lot. And when you go into any kind of trading, you should expect to lose money, because if you don't, you're going to end up putting too much in. You're going to lose way more than you wanted to originally. And you're just not going to feel good about it. So always expect to lose money, especially on BitMEX. You are playing with the sharks. You are playing the most dangerous game in crypto, in all of trading, I would say. I haven't found anything more dangerous than BitMEX. Well, I'm really calling out BitMEX here. I mean, more dangerous than margin trading. But again, you know, with that high risk comes the high reward. So 30% yesterday. We go on CoinMarketCap, and there is literally nothing that would give you a 30% profit yesterday. I think the highest thing I saw yesterday was Binance at 7%. Let's actually check Binance out, because it's got me curious right now. Okay, so it's got a bit of a dump. This is a strange chart. I didn't put these lines on. Don't know how they're here. Yeah, so I mean, it's a bit of a dump right now, but really still holding up quite well. And we can see this Ichi cloud right here. I mean, that's pretty good resistance. It's going to be a while if we do drop down there, but again, it could follow Bitcoin. It's hard to say at this point, because it's been holding up really well against Bitcoin. Let me challenge you. There is a 25 to 20. Okay, I think that's talking about something else. Four flies. If we break last resistance, we go up. It's last resistance from. I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. 20% jump. You think we will see a dump? I think we will test that upper wedge line before a small fall, and boom, mid-July. Yeah, no, I think I see where you're coming from with that. What have I done? Nope, wrong chart. I can definitely see us testing this. is there something we can draw? I mean, at the moment, you know, before this pump, it actually looked a lot more like a sort of bear flag. But obviously this pump has completely negated that. It's kind of messed up the lines I would have drawn anyway. But in terms of this resistance line, yeah, I completely see what you're talking about. We've got Yvonne talking about Berminal as well. I'm really behind on these messages. I'm sorry about that. Is the whole market moving following Bitcoin because people are trading all of these other coins in response to the Bitcoin moves, or is there something else going on? I mean, that's a bit of a heavy question. I'm going to dissect that and answer parts of it. So, really, I mean, the reason the alt market follows Bitcoin is it's more volatile. So, actually, this is a completely different point. I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but you need to hear it before I go into the main answer. And it's that Bitcoin has a market cap of 115 billion, and it's got trading volume of 4 billion, which yesterday was like 3, maybe even lower. Whereas the rest of these alts have much smaller market caps and also much smaller volume. And so because of that, those coins move a lot easier as well. The order books are much more thin. So if we want to pump a coin like Stellar, it's going to take much less to pump that than Bitcoin. And so because of it, it's going to see bigger pumps and it's going to see bigger dumps. That's why they're more volatile. The market caps are smaller and they're easier to move. Nearly 400 viewers. I'm actually surprised. You guys are amazing. Typical title of the stream. Yeah, no, I mean, look, it was a fake pump, though. I mean, this is a fake out, in my opinion, anyway, and I do see a big dump incoming, so it's not misleading, but it does get your attention. That's why you're here, Cryptomania. My intuition says that... Oh, I didn't finish answering your question. Sorry, Dan. So, yeah, I mean, these alts follow Bitcoin just because my argument is that they're not as important as Bitcoin, and so when Bitcoin is tanking, no one's really interested in alts. But I'm sure, you know, people who've gone all in on coins like Zcash will say otherwise and kind of get offended by that. But, you know, that doesn't really matter. My intuition says that once Bitcoin USD goes up, other altcoin pairs should automatically go down because you can buy theoretically more alt with a given amount of Bitcoin. So, yeah, this is actually something we've seen in the past. We don't really see it anymore, which I'm upset about. And it's that when Bitcoin rises, you know, a rise like this, Bitcoin is going to, well, not like that, actually. It's going to be a lot more like the rises we've seen prior. So these kinds of rises, let's make this chart a little bit easier on the eyes. Just looks like a bubble right now, doesn't it? So, you know, when we get rises like this, maybe from this area and moving upwards to about 6,800 level, Bitcoin is going to be ranging. It's going to be climbing quite high, and then what we're going to see on a pullback like this, or stability in this area, this is relative stability, you know, a couple days of sideways trading. When we see things like that, that's when the alt market goes up, because guys, what happens is people are going to be buying Bitcoin from sites like Coinbase, from sites like Gemini, Robinhood. Well, Robinhood doesn't count because you don't get actual Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure that's derivatives, but when you buy Bitcoin, what people are going to do is they're going to hold it while Bitcoin is going up. Bitcoin is going to get boring. I say that with speech marks because really, what do you expect after such a big, you know, step of growth? But it will kind of get boring because we are very impatient in this market. And so that money from Bitcoin will move into alts. And guys, like I just said, since alts are so much smaller, everything here is below $1 billion after ontology. Since these coins can move so much easier, that money going from Bitcoin into alts is really going to pump them. And this is a typical market cycle we've always seen. Whether it's going to repeat itself now, I don't know, because on this previous uptrend, on these swings we've been having, you know, every single one of them, alts have also been rising with Bitcoin, and a lot of the time more than Bitcoin as well. So I really don't know if it's going to repeat itself. I kind of hope it does, honestly, because it's great. You're able to get profits from Bitcoin going up, then diversify into alts, get profits from them going up, and then go back into Bitcoin. And you can short Bitcoin. You can do whatever you like. So you can constantly stay in profit and really never really endure a loss. But that's going to come in a bull market. Whether it happens now or not, it's very hard to say. Made 10 million with Cardano last year, planning on profiting over 100 million with Cardano. Yeah, look, about this Cardano thing, there are a lot of people, you know, get coins like Tron, coins like ADA. a lot of these sort of small sat coins have made a lot of people a lot of money. So XVG, all these other coins, they've done really well. And so there's a lot of people saying things like, it's not going to repeat itself this year. You know, you're going to be needing to bag new alts to make those same big profits. And I think it's very likely. I think that's a good way to go about it. So I'm not going to be stuck looking at coins like ADA, like Tron, like IOTA. These are all great coins, don't get me wrong. Tron maybe a little bit less so, but they're picking up their slack. Coins like this, they could definitely do well, but, you know, there are also going to be a lot of other coins down here, even not even in the top 100, that are going to be doing really well. And probably even better than the large caps. Because think about it, you know, ADA came from a market cap. Let's check it out. Where is it? Cardano here. Let's wait for this chart to load. I mean, this chart speaks for itself, right? So it's come from a market cap of 557 million. Am I reading that right? Yeah, I probably am. So, you know, under a billion, all the way up to a height of 33 billion. Is that? Wow, that's a pretty big bubble, yeah. You know, you come from such a small number like this, you know, under a billion to very high digits, like where is it at now? 4 billion. It's going to be a lot harder to go from 4 billion back up to 33 million, or rather not harder, but the gains are going to be significantly lower, you know, than if we were to go from 500 million to say 50 billion. That's a 100x gain. Whereas from here, to go from 5 billion to 50 billion is only a 10x gain. And I say only like it's bad. It's definitely not bad. It's just that if you want to look for the bigger profits, I don't even think those coins are going to be in the top 100 for the next bull market. Four Flies, can you draw a line? Oh, I've missed that. Let me go back. Can you draw a line from the top height to the last height? Then you'll understand my question. Thanks anyway. The top height to the last height still doesn't make sense unless I'm being an idiot. Okay, are you talking about this? I see. Okay. Yes, yeah, okay. If you're talking about this, I see what you mean. I cannot draw a line for some reason. Okay. So yeah, yeah, perfect. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So if we do range here, we test this high, we go down, we trade sideways. I completely see it happening. That's definitely a viable option. But I don't like drawing lines between just 2 points. 3 points will 2 points will draw a line, but 3 points validate a line. So, you know, if we were to get going, you know, a price action like this, go down, followed by going up again, we get a third hit on this line, that's when I feel confident in this line. So I used to draw lines everywhere and feel cool about it, but now it's very rare that I do that. I'm not even thinking about it, just because 2 points isn't enough. I mean, I'm looking for 3, 4, 5, things like that, to validate what I'm looking at. I have a feeling that you have read How to Write a Good Advertisement Short. No, I haven't. But a lot of years in YouTube will help you do that. It's actually hard to come up with these titles, to be honest with you, but I do manage. Open-minded, unbiased, fundamental breakdown coupled with TA. Well done, just found you today. Thank you so much, Lewis Colon. You have outlined everything I'm going for. Being open-minded is the biggest single point for this channel. For everything I do in TA, you have to be able to quickly change your mind and see what people opposing you would argue. It's one of the most important. If you're stubborn in this market, you are screwed. It's really that simple. Buy Tron now before it's too late. Congrats with the match. Are you talking about, oh yeah, Belgium, I think. Yeah, FIFA. I'm acting like I follow this stuff. Yeah, guys, so if you do have any more questions, you know, primarily about Bitcoin, I'm not going to be talking about alts like I mentioned in the last stream. I still don't see any incentive for alts to range from here, but if you do have any other questions, good clickbait. It's not. So sorry to burst your bubble there, but you know, any other questions like that, definitely let me know. But guys, while you do type out your questions, Crypto Mafia Gold, this is my Telegram channel. If you're not already in it, I post most of my updates here, all my signals and things like that. They go to VIP first, so that's an extension of Crypto Mafia Gold. And what this essentially is, it's like a trading journal for me. I tell you guys when I am or when you can enter positions and close positions. Well, closing is for VIP, like I mentioned at the beginning, but if you are interested in gold, completely free. There is so much good content here. again, you know, not trying to brag. Well, this is clearly bragging, but I think you're really going to find a lot of value from it. Our results speak for ourselves. The fact that I was able to call this pump just hours before it happened, and then, you know, subsequently short this, and I'm already in a bit of profit because I went 25x. So I might already be like, I don't know, 5-10% profit, which is pretty cool. When Moon, when Lambo. Okay, so let me answer this in general. So when Moon, when Lambo. You know, I am waiting for two crucial things to happen. I want to see what happens at $6,000 if we form a triple bottom. It's looking less and less likely, but still possible. Fail that, I'm looking at 5,000, 4,000, 3,000 as a completion of the bubble pop cycle, which we're already in. And so that's what I'm looking at to determine when we start an uptrend. And from there, when Moon, well, you're talking about when parabolic, no idea. Maybe this year, maybe... If it's not this year, almost definitely next year, or 2020. So, Jason asking Discord. I haven't got a Discord. Well, I do, but I don't have a channel there or a server. So, it's only on Telegram, unfortunately. But I think you really will like Telegram if you're not already using it. It's a pretty good app. What do you think about stepping into market at this point? Does it make sense to you to invest $3,000 in Bitcoin when its price is around 6,500? Is it possible to make some quick gains? Martin, quick gains in this market I think is only going to happen from margin trading, and it's only what I've been doing. I still haven't been touching any alts. It depends what you classify as quick gains. You know, you want to turn 3,000 into 3,300, that's fairly easy. That's just a 10% gain. You can even do that with alts, much more easily with BitMEX. Like I said, I may already be in a 10% profit. But to answer your sort of first question here, what do you think about stepping into the market? Look, if I were you, if I was someone who had fiat on the side ready to invest in the market, I would be looking for a break above 6,800 to show that we're kind of going bull, kind of establishing an uptrend. That's when I would enter, you know, maybe on a pullback. Or if that doesn't happen, I would be looking at below 6,000, because either way, I just don't see us staying in this area for too long. This 6,000 area still gives me the same anxiety it did right when we got into it a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago or whatever, 1 week. I still have the exact same feelings of anxiety. I don't like these levels. It's, you know, you've seen it, you know, with that SEC news a couple days ago. I forgot where it was now. And also this pump here, I mean, this is clearly manipulation. And it's too unpredictable in this area. So I wouldn't be sticking my dollars here, unfortunately, if I wasn't able to make my mind up on which way this market's going to go. Is bcash new lighter in the future? Some of these comments just don't make sense in English. Is it just me? Thanks for asking me, for answering me, but my point, it's this. You can draw a line from 20,000 to 10,000 and keep going down in the one-day chart. You'll understand what I mean when I think we hit big resistance. Okay, so let me try that. Actually, no, I still don't understand you. I'm sorry. Maybe you can message me on Telegram. Where am I trading? So, I mean, BitMEX, Bitfinex, whatever you like. Do you ever look at futures market for spot price? No, I don't. But I'm interested, so can I pull up the futures here? I forgot what it's called. Would it be just typing out Bitcoin futures? Because I did pull this up earlier. Yeah, I've forgotten how to pull it up now, though. Yeah, no, can't find it. Is this XBT futures? Okay, so I mean, it's pretty much... I think this is just going to follow mainly what we're already looking at, but to answer your question, no, I don't use futures to determine my stances, but I really wish I did. I just need to learn how to use it. What's your guess for 2018 Bitcoin bottom? I've got two guesses, really. 6,000 and then, you know, $4,000 or $3,000. Hard to say. You know, like I always say in my streams, I'm taking this by the day. I don't like to call tops or bottoms because it's impossible to do them. But what I do is I make profits daily, and either way, I don't really care when we hit a top or a bottom. I'm still going to be making profits on the way up or down there. Guys, I think this has gone on, yeah, 30 minutes now. I am going to be wrapping this up. Just to close up, if you guys have your final questions, drop them here, and I am going to be recapping what I went over in this stream. So, really quickly, I mean, you know, I did expect this market pump. It was probably just one guy or one group of guys or girls planning to pump the market and squeeze those shorts, pile up those longs, and maybe squeeze them again. I think a lot of the market still does feel like we are going to be headed down. Whether that means we will, I don't know. We still haven't seen it. Like I said, I've got my short in. I am betting that we're going to go down. Obviously, I've got a stop loss in place in case that doesn't happen. My stop loss is just above 6,800. Because I don't think we're going to be going that high. If we do, I get stopped out, perfectly fine. I've only lost maybe, I don't know, 20% of my position. And obviously, I'm not going in. You know, I'm not going all in with this position. It's just a small amount of what I've got because I'm not a bad trader. So, I mean, that's my stance. I do see us breaking down yet another rising wedge. I think it's very obvious, but maybe I'm wrong. It's always possible. So again, it's not financial advice. It's just I'm giving you guys my thoughts on what we're seeing. Do you think the reverse head and shoulders is valid? I haven't seen it, and I still haven't been able to identify it after more people told me about it. Actually, I do see one now just looking at the chart. If you're talking about this is a really dodgy head and shoulders. I don't like drawing it with this kind of indicator when it's like this, but it's still valid. This is a bearish sign, but we had a pump now, so it's kind of negated. But of course, it doesn't mean that the negative sentiment is gone. Never tell people my stop. Yeah, that might be a good thing. Well, I didn't give the exact number, and I actually kind of lied about my stop as well. So I think I'm good with that. I didn't lie by too much, don't worry. I'm not trying to con you guys. Okay, guys, with that, yeah, I am going to be ending it here. Guys, once again, if you are not in the Telegram channel, definitely get in. And if you're interested in VIP, you're going to get early signals from me. You're going to get information on when I close my positions, strategies on this bear market, because like I said, I'm making profits daily. And if I'm not making profits, I'm at least never in a loss. That's a policy I have to know. Because the thing is, like I went over before, if you have $100 and you endure a 50% loss on that, you're down to $50. And then to get back up to $100, you need a 2x gain, not a 50% gain. And, you know, a 50% gain would only take you up to 75. So losing money is a very bad thing in trading. And you want to make sure you can avoid that everywhere you possibly can. And I'm seeing Bitcoin climb up to where I entered my short down. This is not good. Well, it doesn't matter because it's like a 1 minute movement, but I would have preferred us to be down to 6,000 right now. I'd probably have like a 2x or something. Guys, I will give you a secret. If you don't want to trade, invest in Dropple. It sounds like a mindless shill. If Bitcoin hits 4,000, do you think ETH will just flip it? No, I don't think there's going to be any flippening. It's possible that bcash will try and get a bcashing to flip Bitcoin, I guess. But no, I don't think ETH is going to overtake Bitcoin anytime. But I will be reevaluating this as the fundamentals do change. David saying he won't get rich day trading. So, yeah, I mean, good point. It's day trading for a lot of people is unsuccessful. But it's not unsuccessful because of day trading itself. It's because the people who typically do day trade are highly emotional traders who just don't have the skills to do it. So, you know, you have to take a mechanical approach. And if you are taking an emotional approach right now, I've done the same thing. I used to be a very emotional trader, going all in on every trade, trying to pick up 20% on my entire portfolio, stuff like that. Eventually, you're going to endure enough losses, and you're going to decide to either leave the market or adjust how you play the market. In my case, I decided to adjust it. And so because of that, day trading, you know, it's been working. Maybe it hasn't for you. Maybe maybe you want to change up how you play it or just leave. That's up to you, not for me to say. Alright guys, so with that, I'm going to be ending this stream. Make sure you hit that like button one last time if you have enjoyed this video. If you found any substance from this video, again, you know, 500 viewers, just absolutely did not expect this from conditions like this. So once again, you know, you guys are the ones who, statistically speaking, with no factual backing whatsoever, just completely off the top of my head, you guys are probably the ones who are going to be making the bigger profits come the next bull run, or even on our way down if you guys are trading on leverage. And if you guys are interested on that, if you don't know how it works, I have made a video on that. It's something like how to double your portfolio when Bitcoin is crashing. It's got a green 2x on the thumbnail. If you want to check that out, then definitely go into my channel videos, and you can see that video. It's pretty good. It tells you about the basics. I've got James asking about my net worth. It's a pretty stupid question. People telling him off for that. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I've went ahead and banned him now. How much is the VIP? I am going to let you know about that in PMs. So go ahead and join the Telegram. Hit me up. My name is @4flies, and I will give you all of the details about VIP there. But with that, guys, yeah, once again, I'm out. Peace.